Welcome to Feed the Blender.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Blender. Guys couldn't make it again this week, so I brought in the Phoenix Suns expert, Double D. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to be back.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you back. The Phoenix Suns, speaking of, on a nice little streak here since we recorded last. They've won 3 of 4 after I just tore them to shreds. You know, I talked a lot of shit, and they have responded in a great way. Multiple big games from Bridges, stepping up. Booker obviously had that 58-point game against the Pelicans. CP3 had a nice game against the Lakers when, none of the Lakers were starting the other night. But still, I mean, it's good to see him knocking down shots. But how are we feeling now that you've kind of righted the ship?
Feeling good. I'm still waiting for these trades to happen. I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday against the Wizards, Ayton and Monty Williams was getting on it in the fourth quarter in a huddle. They started yelling at each other.
I did not.
So with all the off-season drama with him, and then seeing that in the huddle, it got me wondering if we're gonna look to move him again. Not sure. We still want to get rid of Jay Crowder. We can get a valuable piece in for him. But yeah, trade deadline should be good. And then I'm also glad we got rid of Robert Sarver finally.
Yeah.
You know what? Big FU Robert Sarver. So I'm glad that the team got sold, especially to someone young and that has like a basketball mind.
Yeah.
So that's exciting for the future because Robert Sarver, I mean, he was awful. He's the reason I blame him solely for us not having a championship in 2004 with Joe Johnson and Sean Marion and everyone, like him being a cheap SOB. That's the reason we're not good. Oh, that's the reason we don't have a chip. So, yeah, I'm glad he's gone. But I'm excited about the team. I thought it was funny that Booker was out with the groin injury, comes back for one game, drops 58 on the Pelicans, and then he sits out the next couple of games with the groin injury.
Yeah, that was a great redemption game for Booker because he had been struggling in their series matchup this year. And
struggling.
To come out and drop 58.
Down by 24.
Yeah.
Come back and win. Yeah, that's big time.
That was a huge statement.
Yeah. But yeah, Suns are looking good.
Suns, and their schedule, unfortunately for them right now with all the injuries, their schedule isn't very favorable.
No.
They have Memphis on Friday, and then they have the Nuggets on Christmas, which we're going to.
Yeah.
If they can piece together a couple of wins here with Chris Paul as their main scorer, Paul and Bridges as their main scorers while Booker's out, they're still looking good. I mean, they're right there in the mix in the West. I think they're in third now, right?
Yeah, I think they're third.
Second.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Phoenix will be fine. Obviously, like I said, they've shown a good stretch here. They've been resilient pretty much all year. A lot of people had question marks on them, coming off all the drama in the offseason, and they've been nothing but lights out. So it's, like I said, a good response to a struggling time. So.
Yeah, the Suns are going to be, for the next couple of years, just a team that we're just waiting to see what they do in the playoffs. I think we'll be a playoff team for the foreseeable future. It's just if we're going to win a chip or not.
Yeah. But before we move on, I wanted to I have the league pass games going right now, and Brooklyn was up 40 at half to Golden State.
Dropped 91 at halftime.
91.
That's crazy. That how much does KD have?
I'd have to look.
Oh, man, yeah. I saw he was going crazy, but, man, Golden State is looking rough. And no one wants to really talk about it, but they're still a bubble team. They're not even –
I don't even know if they are a bubble team. I mean, they're on a plummet right now.
I know. Without Steph, that team is so – I would get rid of all of their young pieces to go out and get – if you could get KD and get rid of Wiseman and Kuminga and Jordan Poole, like you have to.
Yeah, Durant's got 23, 7, and 5 right now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'd get rid of Poole just because you gave him that contract. I think you still got something good there.
Do you get rid of Klay Thompson?
It's tough because Clay's actually been playing really well.
Without Steph, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Draymond Green leaves. Kevon Looney's contract's good, but yeah, I mean,
You don't think Draymond leaves?
this team isn't a championship team without Draymond Green.
But you don't. He's a free agent this offseason. You don't think he wants to leave?
We'll see. I just think this situation's so perfect for him.
That's true. I've been a Draymond Green hater since he came in the league. I thought he just was the perfect player in the perfect system,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't be an all-star anywhere else in the league. So he does. He hasn't made.
Yeah, and I don't know if he would get that elsewhere.
No.
Like, I don't think production-wise he'd be putting up the same numbers. Not that his numbers are like outstanding, but he still averages right around 10 boards and 10 assists a game. So
Yeah.
I mean, what he can do in his role in Golden State is so set in stone, and to me, he's a lifetimer, and I think Golden State would be foolish to get rid of him. His defense is so. I mean, it's top 2, top 3 in the league every year in the DPOY conversation. His timing's amazing.
Their money situation, because I know they gave Andrew Wiggins the bag and Jordan Poole the bag.
Yeah.
And they got Curry and Clay on contract, so I don't even know. I haven't looked into what they can even offer him this offseason, but yeah, that's interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think you get rid of Wiseman. Obviously, he hasn't looked the part at all. Moody, I like what he's done this year, but I don't know if he's a piece on a championship team, so to say. So I think his contract is up for grabs.
Kuminga's the best one,
but he's still not even that great. He's a non-threat from deep. He's started to figure out his role off the bench a little bit in these last couple weeks, but it's I don't think he's enough on a championship aspiring or a championship aspiring team. So
yeah, I agree. I think they get rid of the young pieces and go all in again, especially with the West this year. There's no one in the West that stands out as unbeatable. So I think if Golden State can get in the 6th, 5th seed, I mean, if they go out and get a superstar for all their young pieces, they'll still be favored even as the 5th seed.
See, I don't even think they need a superstar. I think they could bring in a guy like Bogdanovich from Detroit, and it would be a perfect fit. A 40% three-point shooter, unselfish, and can bring in like 18, 19 a game.
And you wouldn't even – he's only on a 2-year contract. You wouldn't even have to give up a lot to get
It's nothing yet. The numbers work, but Detroit's been pretty adamant about keeping Bogdanovich for some reason, and he doesn't really see the court often, so I don't get it. But
I think it's that veteran presence is valuable nowadays to a lot of young teams.
Bogdanovich is the man.
Oh, I'm a fan. I was Suns. I wanted them to go all in for him this offseason. Then I saw Detroit got him, and I was like, Detroit, they don't need him. I was mad about that one.
Talk about a great fit, Bogdanovich and Phoenix. Whew.
Crazy, but
yeah. So I don't know if you've been paying attention to the Kings at all this year, but they're right in the mix in the West. 16-13. They're in 6th place.
They had a 7-game winning streak earlier this season.
Yeah, Sabonis and Fox have been great together. Sabonis is averaging like 16 or 18, 6.5, and 12 right now, and Fox is like 23, 5, and 5.
Yep.
Those guys as a pick and roll duo has been pretty unstoppable. Like they're putting up efficiencies of James Harden, Joel Embiid pick and rolls.
Yeah,
and Sabonis is a threat as a passer at that spot. Oh my god.
Yep, I'm a big Sabonis fan. That the only thing with that team is defense. They give up so many points. It's unbelievable.
They're 19th right now in the league, which for a Mike Brown coach team, it's a little bit lower than you would think. But this team does not have defensive-minded guys. I mean, Kevin Huerter is a huge piece in this offense. He's on the court a ton. He's averaging like 30 minutes a game, and he's not. He's a minus on the defensive end. He's not doing anything.
For sure.
Sabonis is a minus. Fox is a minus. Malik Monk is a minus off the bench. I mean, all these
Yeah,
guys, they're stellar offensive players, but they don't play a lick of defense.
not a lick of defense. Yep, and that gets you so far. It's fun to watch. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie, it's fun to watch. But come playoff basketball, if you can't make a stop, you're not gonna win a game in the
Right.
playoffs.
And they're sixth right now in the league
Yeah,
offense. I mean, their offense is legit.
crazy.
Very
Yeah,
self-sufficient.
yeah. I like the Kings. That division's hard. I think that might be the toughest division in basketball, like with the Lakers, the Clippers, the Suns, the Warriors.
Yeah.
I mean, so like it's tough for them to get any love because they play those teams 4 times a year.
And they're the
But
little brother. I mean, they're the small market compared to these
yes,
massive markets in Golden State and LA.
yep. So yeah, they'll be a fun team to watch. I don't think they go very far just because of the defensive liabilities, but
No doubt. They're a
yeah.
first round out. No
Oh
doubt.
yeah, for sure. I mean, but they're also a team where I could see them going on a 10-game losing streak and they can fall out of the playoffs. Like I'm not
Yeah.
even that sold on 'em. Like I said, they're a fun team to watch, and I want the Kings to be good because as a fan of the Suns and been through a lot of shit through these years, I feel for Kings fans.
Yeah.
Like 15 years of not winning or 20 years or whatever it is, the crazy number since they've been in the playoffs. I feel bad for them, so I want them to be good, but I think they're still maybe a year away. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Kings fans would be happy with a playoff berth in general.
oh yeah, if they get
What happens
in,
after that? Yeah, it doesn't
yeah,
matter
no matter what, it's a win for them.
for sure. And I mean, as you said, they're really fun to watch, but I'm also not completely sold on them. I don't think they have the defensive firepower for obviously a playoff series, but down the stretch of basketball, as we get closer to the All-Star game and past the All-Star game and teams are fighting for spots, I just don't think they have the defensive depth, and I don't think they have the leadership in the locker room that's going to propel them to the playoffs. I think there's a bunch of teams clustered underneath them that I could easily see them moving forward past that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because I'm not right now. The Lakers aren't a playoff team, and I could see them getting in.
Yeah, they're like right on the cusp. They're 13
The
and 17.
the Warriors.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
I'm
Steph's
pretty
supposed
sure
to be out for a while.
the Clippers are below the Kings right now, right?
No, Clippers are 2 games ahead of the Kings at 18 and 14. They're in the 5th spot behind Phoenix.
Okay, what about the Mavericks?
Dallas is all the way at 10th. They're in the
See,
last place.
there's a lot of teams that are, I think, better than the Kings that are below them right now. So
Yeah, as do I.
yeah, so I
Even
don't
the
know.
T-Wolves.
They have some pieces. They still have Harrison Barnes that they can get rid of
Sure.
and try to build on. So
And
if
Keegan Murray's been great as a
yeah,
rookie.
great. Oh yeah,
He's averaging like 38% from three, shooting, lights out from there as a rookie.
yeah,
12 points a game. Yeah, he's been awesome.
yeah. They have some solid pieces. This is definitely the best Kings team they've had in since I've been alive, probably. Like
Probably the Chris Webber years, but we were young for that. So
yeah, we're super young. Yeah, since I can remember, this is probably the best Kings team, and
yeah,
we'll see.
the Chris Webber like Mike Bibby years.
No, dude, Mike Bibby was so fun to watch.
I watched recently the 2005 series. The 2005 series against the T-Wolves, like KG's T-Wolves, San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
And it was really fun. There was a lot of scoring on both sides.
yeah. Those were the prime years of basketball for me.
Yeah, man. Low scoring games, like 88-point games, and just like guys hitting huge shots.
Buckets were hard to get. That's why, like, yeah, buckets were so smooth back in the day because they were so much harder to get.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Sacramento does. Like you said, they do have some pieces that are tradable that they actually could like go out and get a bona fide star, but I don't know who that would be because every star I could think of off the top of my head are in good situations now.
And I don't know who wants to go play in Sacramento is
Right.
another question. Like a free agent, for them to sign a free agent, they would have to get like a Tobias Harris, but overpay him, kind of like Philly did. They would
Yeah,
have to overpay like a B tier star, superstar money to hopefully
like a Pascal Siakam or something.
Siakam even is too good for the Kings.
True. Yeah, the first name that comes to mind, as it always is Bradley Beal, but you're not really
If
going to a better situation. I guess
nah, if
Sacramento is right now better than Washington, but
the Kings are definitely better than the Wizards right now. But if Bradley Beal leaves Washington, he would have to go to a team to win a championship because he's been through it all.
yeah. You think he
he
goes big market right away?
he's one of the most underrated players of all time.
For sure.
Bradley Beal has been a top 3 shooting guard in the league for a very long time. Behind James Harden, he was the second best shooting guard in the league, and now probably behind Booker. Like for the last couple of years, he was there with Klay Thompson. Bradley Beal was there. He's always been underrated because he was always in a really, really bad situation in Washington. But
And his playoff numbers are actually pretty stellar.
when him and if John Wall never got injured, I wonder what that duo would have become.
Yeah. I can't remember who just did a piece. It might have been Marcus Spears, but he just did a piece on John Wall, and he said that John Wall was kind of reminiscing on his time in Washington with Bradley Beal coming up, starting to figure out his way. And I guess John Wall sometimes looks back and thinks like, if I could have let him take the reins a bit more, we could have like done something really special. Because John Wall, John Wall was that guy for Washington.
Oh, yeah.
He was the man. Like when you look at it with context, John Wall was everything for that city. He was the guy over Bradley Beal. But as things progress and as time goes on, Bradley Beal obviously becomes a perennial all-star, and he will probably be looked at ahead of John Wall in history. But yeah, those two together, man. Even in those like first round Boston series that went to like 6 games, like it was still a lot of fun and big shots
Super fun.
being hit. Marcin Gortat was getting major minutes.
The Polish Hammer.
The Polish Hammer. I love that Marcin Gortat just got a shout out.
Dude, I loved him. His whole career, he was always just sticking around, just getting.
He was the man in Phoenix too.
He was always getting 12 and 8. He was always just a good guy, and he was fun to watch.
Solid center.
Oh yeah, solid center. Yeah. Oh, what a guy.
So yeah, I could see Sacramento being a playoff team just based off of how efficient their offense has been. But again, it'll just be interesting to see down the stretch of games if these young guys can piece together a full season, because we haven't seen De'Aaron Fox piece together a full season.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Sabonis has always been solid, but he's always gotten picked on because his defense, because he can't guard a soul.
Yeah, it's weird. His lateral movement seems to just disappear when he's on the defensive end.
But then he'll go on offense and dunk on anyone in the league, and it's like
no stepping dudes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but staying in the West here, moving on to a team that you and I are about to watch in person, Denver Nuggets. They have been a really good stretch of games here. 19-11, first in the West. Jokic is putting up just stupid numbers again, like 25, 9, and 12.
What was that game he had 2 days ago?
40, it was like 40, 27, and
10.
Yeah, like something just.
The craziest triple. He had 20 rebounds at halftime.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
He is just outstanding. And it's crazy because people are fatigued with how good he is. And, it's kind of him being back-to-back MVP. Obviously, there's no way he gets a third one, but it doesn't take away from the fact that this dude's doing historic things.
Yeah. His game is so fun to watch, too. There's no one like him. Like,
it's so ugly, but so fun at the same time.
That is so true. there's Luka ugly that I hate, but then there's Jokic ugly, and I can watch Jokic play every day. I love the Joker.
Yeah, Jokic's court vision is amazing.
Yeah, but Nuggets team is built good. Like even Michael Porter Jr.'s been injured, and they're still looking like one of the best teams in the West. And
it's wild because Murray's not having necessarily the greatest year. He's shooting like super low percentages right now, and yet they've, the pieces of like Bruce Brown has stepped up for them a ton. Eric Gordon's been awesome for them again this year. They've kind of pieced together like a super solid core. Mike Malone's teams are just always so solid.
Again with the Nuggets, they're one of those teams where they always fold in the playoffs. So the Nuggets are one of those teams where we know they're going to make the playoffs. We know they're going to have a good regular season record. It's just when it comes playoff time, are they going to be able to beat Phoenix or Memphis or some of these other teams, even the Clippers? It's hard to tell because Jokic can only get you so far, and he gets tired down the stretch. That's a big boy doing 80% of the offense every game. It's hard to keep that up.
Yeah, and we'll see if Murray like figures it out. We'll see what he can add in the playoffs to that team because Jokic is putting up just Hercules kind of numbers, but they had no chance against Golden State. I think that series is a bit different if Murray's in that series, just because of his threat and his shot making.
That is true. If we get Bubble Murray in the playoffs, that's another story.
Yeah.
But they paid Michael Porter Jr. so much money knowing that he's been injured his whole career, and here he is again, injured again. So I don't know. I know he's a young piece, and I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to have a fantastic career if he can stay healthy. But that's another thing I would think of if I'm the Nuggets is, do you get rid of his contract to bring in a player that's on a similar contract that's going to be able to stay on the court?
Yeah.
And it's a hard decision. I know Nuggets fans probably don't want to do it, but the Nuggets had Bol sitting on the bench for 4 years. And this man would come into games. I'd be at Nuggets games, and this man would come in during blowouts and stuff, and he would hoop for 4 minutes. He would just be doing some crazy stuff out there, and I never understood why he couldn't get minutes behind Joker, and here he is just shining in the NBA.
Oh, now in Orlando.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Nuggets fans for sure.
Yeah, I mean, as you were saying, MPJ hasn't been healthy, and there's been times where he's looked like brilliant as an offensive player. Like Kevin Durant just kind of like catches the ball near his head, doesn't bring it down, just goes straight up with it, cashes in your face, like stuff that there's only a small amount of guys that can do those kind of things.
Yeah,
I mean, his trouble has been staying on the court.
His holes. I mean, even out of high school, we thought he was going to be the best college player since LeBron, and people thought he was going to come in college and just dominate college, and he got injured. So
he's Missouri, right?
Yeah, Missouri, and so we've always known that's been a problem with his. So but Nuggets fans, I love Nugget fans. Their arena's cool. Living in Colorado, like, I don't hate the Nuggets at all. I want them to succeed until they get to the Suns in the playoffs, and then obviously I don't want them to succeed no more. But I like how the team's run and everything. They'll be all right.
The one thing that
definitely make a move.
The one thing that makes me nervous about this team is they're 25th in defense, and if you can't play defense, you're not winning playoff series. And I just don't know where that's going to come from. Like, that's not just going to magically appear out of nowhere with these guys that they have on the roster. They're built offensively, obviously. They're third in the league, but defensively.
I think other than the Warriors, which you have Steph, so it's different, most of the elite teams in the NBA has a defensive presence down low.
Big time.
The Bucks have Brook Lopez and Giannis. DeAndre Ayton's a force, like, on defense.
Yep.
I mean, Boston, Robert Williams is one of the best defensive bigs in the league.
Right.
So, I think that hurts. Again, Jokic.
Because you'll have to go through Adams in Memphis or Valanciunas in New Orleans. Again, Jaren Jackson Jr. in Memphis. Like, you're going to have to go through one of these centers in the West. I don't know if they'll be able to stop offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Jokic is not a great, like, as he just put up 27, but he's not a great defensive rebounder.
Nuh-uh.
So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to win a playoff series.
Yeah. It's tough. Jamal Murray's going to have to go playoff bubble again.
Oh, my God. Well, if he's averaging 27 a game, then this is an entirely different discussion.
Yeah.
If
We'll
he's
see. I mean,
all-star numbers.
Coming back from injury, most players take half a season to get it back going. So
yeah, and I'm not worried about a guy like that. He's the type of shooter that he just needs to see a couple fall, and then
yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, he's
sure.
He's a spark plug, most definitely.
Yeah.
I don't even need to talk about Orlando. Do you want to go through the Christmas games?
Yeah, let's do it. You wanna name off the games? We'll give our predictions and talk about them a little bit.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna pull them up. All right. So as the tradition lives on, Christmas being one of the biggest days in the NBA schedule.
Oh, always. It's the only reason to wake up on Christmas is to watch you some NBA games.
Yep. Love watching them. The jerseys are always really cool.
Yep.
Starting with the first game of the day, the New York Knickerbockers versus the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yep. Knicks are on a 8-game winning streak.
They're hot. They're hot.
The thing about that team though is they have a lot of just you don't know what you're gonna get. Julius Randle might give you 30 and 10 or 12 and 5. RJ Barrett might shoot 60% from the field one day and 20% from the field the next day. Jalen Brunson's kind of the same way. So I don't believe in the Knicks.
I think they're a fringe home. I think they're a fringe 6 spot, but more realistically a play-in.
I agree. They're looking good right now, so it's hard to talk crap about them. I have a buddy in high school, huge Knicks fan, and we be getting on it on Twitter all the time, so it's kind of funny. So I actually watch a lot of Knicks games, but yeah, I'm not a believer. I got the 76ers winning by 15.
In Madison Square Garden on Christmas?
Oh, Joel Embiid's going for 40 and 20.
Whoa, all right. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I think I'll take the Knicks at home.
Ooh.
I just think Mitch Robinson matches up so well against Joel Embiid as a rim protector and a big body down low. And I don't know. The atmosphere of Madison Square Garden, a home game, it's going to be
Embiid eats that up, though.
I know. It's tough, but I just like where the Knicks are at more than I like where Philly's at. And Philly's actually had a nice stretch of games here with Embiid going bonkers in them. But
crazy. I love Embiid.
But yeah, Obi Toppin's been injured, so that's a key piece that when he comes back, I'd like to see where they're at with him. But Julius Randle's look good, Brunson's look good, Quickly's look good.
Release my man Cam Reddish. Let my man Cam Reddish go ball somewhere else. Like, this man has talent.
I think he could benefit from being on like a bad team, like getting a spot on like an Orlando or like a Detroit.
Just for a season, to go prove everyone you can go average 16 and 5 on a bad team.
Yeah,
and get you a place in the NBA. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, I mean the problem is he's been in the league for 5 years. He's been, or this is his 5th year, right? Yeah.
No. He got drafted the same year as Zion.
So this is his 4th year then.
4th year, yeah.
So he's been in the league for 4 years. He hasn't averaged over 35% from 3, which he kind of came into the league as a scouting
as a shooter. Yep.
So
I remember that draft class. There was people saying that Cam Reddish might have a better career than RJ Barrett and Zion just because of his shooting ability. That's what he was. Yeah, I remember that. That's what he was supposed to do in the league, was just be this great shooter.
And he hasn't shown that a ton. So to me, he doesn't fit the mold of a piece that a contender would be looking for. But again, I think he'd benefit in a situation maybe in like San Antonio or
Yep.
Houston, just
Uh-huh.
somewhere where he's going to get 20 minutes a game and be able to just really like, stretch his legs out and get the feel of what the NBA is like and put up 40% from three. And then I think he'll get a chance on another team that's in a winning situation.
Yeah.
But from what the league has seen right now, the sample size, it's big enough and it's not anything.
It's not good. Yeah.
So,
I'm just a fan.
same here. I loved this game in high school and I loved this game in college. That Duke team was so much fun to watch.
That Duke team could have done things.
They went to the Elite Eight.
They did.
Yeah, they were legit.
Yeah. Sure.
Moving on to our second matchup.
You got the Knicks. I got the
Knicks.
76ers.
You got the Sixers.
Okay.
The second matchup is the Lakers at Dallas.
Lakers at Dallas.
No AD.
No AD, but LeBron will probably play.
Yep.
Especially on a Christmas game. That's tough because the Lakers have looked good, but they've looked good with AD and no LeBron. But LeBron goes out there, and LeBron will still put up numbers without AD. He'll give you a 30, 10, and 10 game.
I think they could steal it, honestly.
I think the Lakers can win just because I think Austin Reeves has started like finding out his place on the team.
Yep.
And so I think the Lakers might be able to win. I'm a huge hater of the Mavericks, so like I'm taking the Lakers.
Yeah, I'll take the Lakers on the road too, but it'll be close. It'll be a one possession game, and I think it'll be based off of like a Luka missed buzzer beater three kind of thing, like where he has a shot and doesn't make it. So yeah, I got Lakers on that one. I like their defensive intensity more than I like Dallas's like focus in that game.
Yeah, Kendrick Nunn's been playing a little better.
Yeah.
And then I actually think a big piece for them was Thomas Bryant. I think he was
You want to
injured.
go about Thomas Bryant?
He was injured. He was injured at the beginning of the season, but if you watch a Lakers game, he is one of the most valuable pieces. Thomas, he's out there hooping.
All right.
Defensively, yeah.
In their win over Washington the other night, he had 16 points, 10 boards, and he shot 2 for 2 from three. He hit 2 corner threes in the fourth quarter. Huge, like, momentum swinging threes that they were not getting in the beginning of the year. Like, timely threes, they just weren't getting it, and he gave that to them and that's down the stretch of that game. And their game against Denver when AD went out, Thomas Bryant comes in, has 21 points, 6 boards, hits a 3, and goes 9 for 11 from the field. Like, he's been solid.
Yeah. Thomas Bryant fan.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Indiana. Yeah. He played high school ball with Miles Bridges?
No, I didn't.
Huntington Prep. It's a Michigan prep school.
Okay. No, I didn't know that. Yeah, but I'm glad we both took the Lakers. That Mavericks team, which is so crazy because everyone this offseason thought they got so much better, getting a true big and JaVale McGee can't even touch the court. Christian Woods, everyone thought was the perfect fit next to Luka, being a stretch big who could knock down threes. He's looking like Porzingis out there next to Luka. They just can't.
He's not even starting.
Not even starting. You pay Christian Woods would start on 25 other NBA teams.
I think the Lakers could use a Christian Wood right now.
Yo, there's a lot of teams that can use a Christian Wood. I hate talking about Phoenix all the time. Give me Christian Woods. Imagine Christian Wood starting at the 4 for the Suns. That'd be crazy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what the Mavericks are doing. I think Tim Hardaway Jr. His contract, they gotta get rid of it somehow.
He's too streaky. He's not going to be a second piece. He would be a good like fourth piece, like a J.R. Smith role, but he is not a second guy. I love Finney Smith, but he's good this year. Reggie Bullock hasn't been good at all this year.
They just
huge.
Yeah, that team had a lot of high hopes, but not a fan.
Yeah, they definitely make you scratch your head a bit. And moving on to the middle game of the night or of the day, probably the best matchup we'll see all day. Milwaukee versus Boston, and it's in TD Garden in Boston.
Yeah,
That game's gonna be loud.
loud.
Yeah,
Especially with the playoff history the last couple of years with them too.
yeah,
That's definitely the biggest rivalry like in the East right now.
yeah. I could maybe Miami, Boston too, because they've had some nice matchups in the Eastern Conference Finals.
But Miami's garbage right now.
Yeah, but 2 out of the last 3 years they've matched up in the Eastern Conference Finals. So
That is true. Jimmy Butler is a whole new player come playoff team. But let's stick to the game.
yeah,
Bucks,
yeah. Let's not. Let's
yeah, I can talk about Jimmy Butler all day.
Same.
Bucks Celtics in Boston.
In Boston.
No Robert Williams still, right?
Nope. And a health. I don't think Drew Holiday will be back by then. He might. He might play, but he's been sidelined for the last 2 or 3 games now.
Yeah. Well, I know the Bucks just got destroyed by the Cavs, right?
They're getting
Today.
whooped tonight too. Yeah, by the Cavs.
Yeah. So man, that's tough because I've always been high on the Bucks. I like the
playoff
style
time?
of play and stuff.
Yeah, playoff time. Maybe the Bucks are going to be fine. They got Giannis, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but on Christmas Day, I feel like Christmas Day is where like superstars just love. I mean, you got the most people watching the game. Like, so I could just see Jason Tatum just going for 45.
right.
And at home, that arena is probably top 3 loudest arenas in the NBA.
Yeah. It's like TD.
Oracle.
Arena's pretty loud. Golden State, Portland.
Yeah, but I don't know. I might have to say Boston, just because I think Boston has been the better team this year. I mean, their coaching situation was weird, but I don't think it affected the team. I feel like they respect their new coach.
Coach Mazzulla's been great.
Yeah, he's been great. So there was a little drama this offseason with them, but I think they're fine. The thing with Boston is their size is when you got Al Horford and Blake Griffin in 2022 out there starting for center, it's so hard, like on paper, to think that they're going to be the better team, but for weeks now they have been.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might have to take the Celtics at home on this one.
So I'm gonna go Bucks stealing this.
Of course.
I think they'll go in. I think Giannis will have just a monster game. Like I could see him dropping 50.
Yeah.
And I think he just kind of has like a bone to pick with this Boston team. And as you said, there's going to be so many viewers watching this game that in Giannis's mind as a competitor, he's like, I'm gonna go get this one. You know, I think he can single-handedly win this for the Bucks.
Yeah, that might be the best game for sure.
I think it is. Just because if Golden State was healthy with Curry, that Memphis Golden State game would probably be the best. But again, Curry's out, so
Memphis is going to walk that game.
Yeah, and it would again if Curry's in there, that game's competitive. Memphis is talking shit. That's probably going to be like the best one to watch. But yeah, that with Curry being out, I mean,
you might skip it. That might be when you go open some presents.
You and I will probably be at a bar somewhere watching that.
Yeah, true. Did you see what John Morant said today?
No, what'd he say?
They did an interview and they asked who he thinks that he has to get through in the playoffs, and he said the Celtics. And they said no one in the West. He said the West is easy.
Woo!
That's big words coming from John Morant, who made it out the playoffs in the West yet.
Hey, I love Ja, but if I were to say one thing is just stay healthy, my man, because he's had some great playoff performances, but he did go out last year against Golden State. I just want to see him complete a playoff run before he's mouthing off like that. Like that's wild. That's
wild. That's wild. You can't say that the West is easy when you ain't made it past the West yet.
we're also only like 30 games into the season right now, so
Very true. And
something could happen. I mean, Bane's already been out basically the whole season.
Jaren Jackson Jr. ain't had a healthy season yet. Like, he's healthy now and he's playing great, but in 50 games he's probably gonna get injured again.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I like the Memphis team. Love John Morant.
Yeah, if everyone's healthy on that team, yeah, I think I probably have them going to the finals straight up. I don't think there's a team in the West that could beat them just because of how good John Morant has been in the playoffs when he's been on the court.
Yeah, Jaw's hard to stop.
Beating the Warriors. The Warriors were scared to play Memphis.
I remember they were like losing games at the end of the regular season. They were sitting so they didn't have to match up against the Grizzlies. I remember, yeah. Yeah, but I think, I got Boston. You got the Bucks. I think we both got the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Grizzlies for sure in that game.
Like if Steph was in, we could talk about it, but there's really not much to talk about. Like, Jordan Poole is, I think he needs Steph. I think if it's Steph and Jordan Poole, I think Jordan Poole is a great NBA player. But I think if it's Poole and Klay Thompson, that's totally different. Like, you're putting too much pressure on Jordan Poole at that point to be the number one guy, where he doesn't need to be the number one guy with Curry on the floor.
Yeah,
I just don't think Poole's ready to lead a team into anything great. So, yeah, I mean, the only way they win is if Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole just goes nuts offensively, and I could see it. Like, they got the pieces. Like, Jordan Poole can go drop 40 like on anybody.
He just did the other night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I could see it being a game, but if we're predicting anything, the Grizzlies win that game 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and I think it's a win if Golden State keeps it within 20. I think that's where we're at with that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree because just two totally different.
Yeah, they're completely outmatched. And the way Memphis has been routing teams recently, like the Bucks, they made the Bucks look like a JV team. That was rough to watch.
Yeah, and Memphis has they have grit. Like, that Memphis grit is there. Like, back with Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol and stuff was there. Like, that attitude is back in Memphis. So, like, they don't care who you are. They'll blow you out by 40 and laugh about it on Twitter. It's whatever.
Whoop that trick.
Yep.
We'll move on to the last matchup. Phoenix of Denver.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We will. I'm excited, man. I'm so excited to be on that.
Yeah, I went to my first playoff game last year, and then to go to my first Christmas game this year. I'm excited.
Yeah,
so I think this has the potential to be the best game. I think
so too.
Yeah, you got two of the top three teams in the West, Boston, Milwaukee. You got two top teams in the East. So, I mean, and Phoenix and Nuggets, they got a lot of drama and a lot of history. I mean, the Suns and 4 drama and everything. I think Denver hasn't forgotten that. So, I think sadly the Nuggets last year got they were injured and stuff, so their playoff run was out first. So we didn't get to see that drama hit again, but I think this game could be a really, really good game. And usually the Nuggets and the Suns match up really well, which usually a good game. There's usually not a blowout when they play each other. So
yeah, that Ayton Jokic matchup is gonna be really fun to watch. The Murray CP3 matchup is gonna be really fun to watch. I'll be curious to see how Phoenix decides to guard Aaron Gordon because they don't have a ton of depth. They don't have a ton of size at that 4 spot.
I think Cam Johnson will be back.
Would you start him right away?
I think so. If I'm the type of person, if the doctor says you're okay to go, you're okay to go. So yeah, so someone like Cam Johnson, like if it was someone else maybe, but all this man does is play defense and shoot threes. Like, we don't need him to do a lot on the offense. So
the occasional
he'll occasionally
poster, dude.
Oh, dude, when he put PJ Tucker on that poster in the finals, man, I was going crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Nuggets. The thing that scares me about the Nuggets is Aaron Gordon guards Devin Booker so well. Like, he moves
body.
Such a big body, and for he defends Book well because Book likes to go in the mid post and bully people. And so if you got Aaron Gordon on you, can't do that. So I don't know. I'm obviously going to take the Suns in this game just because I have to, but I think it's going to be a great game and a lot of fun to watch. But I got to take the Suns.
You're going Suns.
Yeah, I got to.
Like, I think Booker could go just crazy and drop 44, just go absolutely unconscious. But I also could see a dominating game from Jokic where everything goes through him and it's basically a game of chess. And I think if it's a game of chess, Denver wins that.
Yeah.
Since we're going to be rooting for Phoenix, I'll just go Phoenix.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you got to.
Whatever. We're in the spirit.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know what I want to happen in this game because I've seen Jokic put up triple doubles and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the game in Phoenix. We played the Nuggets where Jamal Murray went for like 40, I think, like 2 years back. So I've seen it all. I've seen Book go crazy. So like I've seen these teams play each other probably 5 times in the last 5 years. So
that's wild.
Yeah, so like I'm always like watching these two teams play each other. So I'm just hoping for a good game.
Yeah, as long as it's close and competitive, I'm not complaining at all.
No,
I'm gonna be yelling my ass off.
What gear do you think we're gonna get for like the Christmas game? Because the Nuggets are gonna have like cool T-shirts and shit on this chair. So I want to know like what Christmas gear we're gonna.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be a swag shirt, like probably like a Christmas themed shirt.
Yeah.
We might get those inflatable like things that you hit together.
the Japanese baseball games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like a towel or something that you can wave around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited for all the swag.
Oh, dude, I'm all about it. The first time I ever caught something at a game, I was at a Nuggets game and I caught a little ball.
Hell yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah.
I caught something at a DePaul Seton Hall game on the road. I caught it like a DePaul shirt out of a can and like just Odell'd it. And like the guys behind me were like, oh, what the fuck? Like Seton Hall fan caught it. So I like turned around and gave it to him. Like it was like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, man. But I picked that shit off, like grab that shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Christmas games would be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be such a blast. That day in general is gonna be such a blast.
Yeah.
But
okay, so let's run through our picks real quick. So next week we can talk about this.
So game 1, Philly versus Knicks. I got the Knicks, you got Philly.
Yep.
Game 2, Lakers versus Dallas. We both have LA stealing that one. Game 3, Milwaukee at Boston. You picked Boston at home. I like Milwaukee stealing that one. Game 4, we both picked Memphis. In Game 5, we both picked Phoenix.
Okay, so there's a couple chances that one of us will mess this up.
Yeah. I like my odds. I think Milwaukee's got that Boston game, and I think the Knicks could take Philly.
I might need to make a little Christmas Day parlay and then do like a Cole parlay, like put $50 on your picks and $50 on my picks, and hopefully one of us. Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be sick. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. This is a blast again.
For sure, man.
Yeah, we'll do this again. Maybe Phoenix ends up reclaiming that 1 seed. Might as well hop on and talk about them again.
For sure, man. Yeah, I'm down any week. This is fun.
Hell yeah. All right. Cheers.
No, pineapple juice.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, man.